Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Wellness Center Zoom workshop. My name is Ben Friedman, and I am one of the Master Levels interns here at the Wellness Center.
And my name's Joseph Broder, and I am one of the pre-doc interns here at the Wellness Center.
And today, I just want to remind everyone that the health and counseling services are still available for all Keene State College students, regardless of where you are. And the number is 603-358-2200. And please give them a call if you need help. So today we're going to be talking about self-soothing. What is that, Joseph?
Well, so self-soothing, and this is the third of our Managing Unruly Emotions workshops. And this one, like Ben said, is going to be focused on self-soothing. We're going to talk about different ways of self-soothing, ones that might be more adaptive, ones that might be somewhat maladaptive. But just to start with, what is self-soothing in the first place? And self-soothing is what it sounds like. It's ways that you soothe yourself when you are feeling distressed, when you're feeling less in control of things. So for instance, like, if you're really, really angry to the point where like you feel it in your body and you're tense and need to do something, what you do to help relieve that anger is self-soothing. And this is where self-soothing can take a more adaptive kind of qualities to it, where, something like deep breathing, or some of the other things that we're going to kind of show you today can help you relieve that anger, relieve that distress in a way that's helpful for you, that's sort of constructive. Maladaptive ways of self-soothing would be if you're really pissed off, so you hit something. You punch a hole in the wall, or, punch like a car, you hit something. And that's maladaptive because, one, that just tends to keep the anger going. Two, you've broken something, whether it's your hand or the wall. Mm-hmm. And three, it tends to just build more stress and tension. Other adaptive ways of self-soothing that we'll be talking about today, like I mentioned, there's sort of breath work, there's kind of self-talk that you can do, and other things that like music, and we'll kind of walk through all those today. Other kind of maladaptive self-soothing methods, some people will turn to kind of substance use to get away from the feelings, or some people might kind of turn to someone who isn't helpful, or like a negative voice in their life as like, oh yeah, that's where I go when I'm mad. I go talk to this person who makes me feel even worse. Mm-hmm. And so we'll kind of go through some healthy ways of self-soothing today. To start us off, we're going to kind of, actually, let me take a step back there. Before you know what to do to soothe yourself, you also need to know what's actually going on for you. Like, figure out what you need, what are you feeling, and then once you know that, you can figure out what to do about it. To kind of guide you through a way you can figure out what you need, I'm going to turn things back to Ben.
Yeah, so I like to use the HALT pies. Basically, it's H for hungry, A for angry, L for lonely, and T for tired. So if you're feeling hungry, angry, lonely, tired, that is a very good way to remember, oh, HALT. Okay, what is going on with me? Oh, I'm really angry. Okay, let me do one of these exercises. Oh, I'm really lonely. Okay, let me do some self-compassion exercises, or tired. Maybe I should take a nap. Another way to check in with yourself is pies. So physically, intellectually, emotionally, and spiritually. That also can narrow down some ways to check in with yourself and make sure, okay, what's really going on? Because you might just feel angry, but where is that angry coming from? Where is it going? So it's a good way to remember, and you don't have to do it like I was doing. You can just put it down on your hand and go, okay, that's what I'm supposed to do.
And something that I always like have an image that comes to mind whenever we do this part and talk about HALT pies. It's like you're really distressed, whatever it is. It's like people are throwing pies in your face, and you're just
Mhm.
like, halt, pies, and then you figure out what the pies are and what you need to do with them.
That's a good way. Yeah.
And it's part of the silly, quirky things I like to include in these workshops because I can.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, so I guess Ben, why don't you kind of walk us through some of the sort of ways you can try, you know, adjusting your breathing breath work you can do to help self-soothe.
Yes, breath work is very helpful to getting you out of your emotions and getting you into the present moment. So one way to do it is called the breath work. It's called 5-finger breathing. So basically, you hold up your hand and you go breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. And you don't have to like put this up right in front of you, but just like put it on the table or use your fingers. That's also a good way. But it's a good way to really concentrate in the present moment instead of and especially when you're feeling sad, angry, hungry, or even tired. Sometimes just focusing on those on your breathing can really get you back into the present moment. So that is one self-soothing technique.
And when you're doing that, sort of remember to take your time with it too. Like when you're
Hmm.
trying it out, like really kind of breathe in as you make your way up, out,
Yes.
and you can do it sort of as many times as you need to.
Yep. And also another one is progressive muscle relaxation technique.
Okay, so for that one, what we're gonna do is I'll kind of like walk you through it. So at least right now it'll be kind of guided. Once done it, you've heard it a few times. You can totally do it on your own. You can adjust the length of it for what you need in the moment. And for some people, when they get angry, they're feeling distressed, they get anxious, they might hold it in different parts of their body. And so you can use it to focus on where you need it. For today, I'm going to do a relatively quick one. We'll just kind of go over the whole body. And yeah, obviously, so participate as I go through with this. If you
Mhm.
don't want to, you don't have to. Just pause, come back to it later, that sort of thing. So first thing I want you to do is just take some deep breaths. Sit back in your chair, couch, bed, wherever you are right now. You can lie down if that's more comfortable. And I ask you to shut your eyes if you feel comfortable doing that. Now, as you breathe, I want you to just notice the feeling of air filling your lungs. We hold your breath for a few seconds. Now release the breath and let the tension leave your body. Take in another deep breath and hold it. And again, slowly release it. Even slower now. Take another breath. Fill your lungs. Hold the air. And slowly release the breath and just imagine all the tension leaving your body with that. Now move your attention to your feet. Begin to tense your feet by curling your toes in the arch of your foot. Hold on to that tension. Notice what it feels like. And then release the tension and notice how relaxed your feet feel. Now begin to focus on your lower leg. Tense the muscles in your calves. Hold them tightly. Pay attention to that feeling of tension. As you're doing this, I want you to hold it not quite to the point of straining. Just hold it, feel that tension. And then release the tension from your lower legs. Again, notice the feeling of relaxation. Remember to continue taking deep breaths as you go through this. Now I want you to tense the muscles of your upper leg and pelvis. You can do this by tightly squeezing your thighs together or sort of extending your legs. Make sure you feel that tenseness without going to the point of straining yourself. And then release and feel the tension leave your muscles. Now begin to tense your stomach and chest. You can do this by sucking your stomach in, squeeze harder, hold the tension a little bit longer. Now release the tension and allow your body to go limp. Let yourself notice the feeling of relaxation. Continue taking deep breaths. And now breathe in slowly, noticing the air filling up your lungs. And hold it. And then release the air slowly. Feel it leaving your lungs. Now I want you to, on your next breath, tense the muscles in your back. Kind of bring your shoulders together behind you. Hold them tightly. Again, tense them as hard as you can without straining. Keep holding. And now release the tension from your back. Allow your shoulders to drop down and feel the tension slowly leaving your body. Feeling of relaxation that follows. Kind of notice how different it feels in your body when you allow it to relax after tensing. I want you to tense your arms. Make a fist, squeeze all the way up your arm and hold it. And then release the tension from your arms and shoulders. Notice the feeling of relaxation. Your fingers, hands, arms, shoulders. Notice how your arms feel when you let them just relax, limp, and at ease. Move up to your neck and your head. Tense your face and your neck by distorting the muscles around your eyes and mouth. Like scrunch up your face like you just sucked on a lemon. Open your face big like you're a tiger, anything like that. Kind of hold that. And as you release the tension, notice the feeling of relaxation that comes across your face and your neck. And lastly, just tense everything up. Tense your entire body. Feet, legs, stomach, chest, arms, head, neck. Tense hard. Try not to strain and just hold it. Hold it. Keep holding it. Now release and let everything go limp. Notice that feeling of relaxation and how different it is from the feeling of tension. And just notice as your body kind of relaxes. You might notice some of that sort of radiating through your muscles. Now begin to kind of wake your body up, maybe move around a little bit, adjust your arms, legs, and then you can kind of open your eyes, bring your focus back to the video when you're ready. That will pause for a moment to allow that to happen. Now we're going to kind of move on to some positive self-talk and self-compassion, which is a more intellectual versus physical way of self-soothing.
Yeah. So a really good, I love mantras. So a really good one that I always use is, I am good enough, I am smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like me. And I use this a lot when I'm feeling, when I'm being like self-conscious, or if I'm having low self-esteem, or if I'm feeling lonely. Those kind of, that really works for me. Also, a really good one is I am enough. That is something that I always have to remind myself, because I'm kind of a perfectionist, and reminding myself that I am doing my best and I am enough can really help you really build up your, get you out of that mood. And also doing that in the mirror is super effective. Saying that I am enough is, it's a little weird the first time, but after a while, like just incorporating it in your morning routine, brushing your teeth and being like, I'm enough, I am good enough, can be really powerful.
And another kind of helpful thing is, at this point, you've made it through anything you've ever gone through.
Mm-hmm.
And so in those moments when you're feeling kind of overwhelmed, some of that self-talk can be, this too shall pass, or, you know, I've handled this before, I've made it through this before, I can do it again.
Yeah, I can do it.
And another one that can be helpful is, you know, I can make it another 10 seconds. It's kind of a small chunk. I can make it through the next 10 seconds. And then you can do it again and again if you need to.
Mhm.
And then that's another way of kind of working through that. And then so another cool way of self-soothing that you probably do a lot and may not even realize you're doing is listening to music. Music
Mhm.
can be a great way to self-soothe, to reduce stress and anxiety.
Yep.
And kind of there's some cool things you can do with that. So like sometimes it can be really helpful to find songs that like counter the mood. So if you're feeling down, maybe you'll look for some sort of upbeat, happy music.
Mhm.
The other side of that, it can also be helpful to find music that really fits your mood. If you're feeling down, if you just feel like, you know, screaming at the world,
Mhm.
then, you know, pull up some screamo.
Mhm.
And you can sort of have a lot of different options like you can do with that. Like Ben, how do you kind of go about using music to address your feelings?
Usually I use a song that is very peaceful and relaxing, especially when I'm really tired or just really, what's it called? Just really like tired and lonely. There's this soundtrack that I use from this really awesome game called The Witcher 3. And there's a section in there that reminds me of like how beautiful the game was and how rich the story was. And so sometimes I'll put that on. It's on loop for like 20 minutes while I just meditate along with the music. And sometimes I can really, actually a lot of the time it really gets me out of the out of my funk, out of what's going on for me. So whatever works for you. Some people, you know, it's classical music. Some people it's more of a, you know, a screamo, you know, so like, you know, Guar and all those kind of bands that I don't listen to, but you always want to try, or like even folk songs. It's just always try to make like a list beforehand, either on like Spotify or iPhone or whatever futuristic device you have now. But yeah, those are some really good things that I try to incorporate.
And yeah, and a good point to bring up there too is soundtracks, whether it's
Mm,
video games, movies, TV shows. That's music that is like designed to make you feel and to
yeah.
like really help you feel those feelings. So, you know, you have a triumphant moment.
Mhm.
And this, maybe I'm dating myself a little here, but like who can listen to the Rocky music
Oh
and
yeah,
not feel inspired?
classic.
And, you
Yeah.
know, really you can use music to do whatever you need to do,
Mhm.
whether it's calm you down, amp you up, um, and it's fun and it can be a cool way of feeling connected because whoever made that music felt that too.
Mhm.
And so, so yeah, listen to some music and use these other tools that we've talked about today as
Mhm.
ways of kind of soothing yourself. Like I said, remember, you know, halt pies, figure out what you need, what's going on for you, find a method of self-soothing that really feels good for you, that works for you, and use that. Um, so as we kind of wrap up here, I do want to say so thanks for watching, thanks for laughing at the couple of jokes that we made,
Mhm.
and we will have a survey in the description, which is probably down here, but could be somewhere else depending on what you're watching it on. And we ask that you just fill out that survey. It's a few quick questions, kind of let us know how this was, space for any ideas you have. And yeah, don't hesitate to reach out to the Wellness Center if you need some support.
Yes. Yes, please. Thank you so much for stopping by.
And now I have to figure out how to stop recording on Zoom.